Hello friends, it's Helen and I'm back with another video. I know it's been a while since I updated, but I really haven't had a whole lot to talk about. But the month of October, I did like the overnight shift at my work for inventory prep. So I thought that I would just kind of talk about my experience and say things that really helped me and how it affected my life and my emotions and stuff. So let's start. Okay, so I'm just chilling in my bed because where I usually film is on my porch and it's getting dark out, and I was gonna wait to make this video, but I don't know, I just thought now would be a good time because I was gonna do some stuff but that kind of fell through, so I thought why not. Also I've been having like a really bad day, so I'm just chilling in my bed because why not? So gotta get cozy. And just have a bunch of pillows, pets and pillows and all that. So whatever. Keep it candid. I went on overnights. Well, I signed up for them because I needed some kind of change with my work, because I was just at that point where I wanted a change of scenery, and since I'm part-time, my work's usually good about giving out like a good amount of hours to like week by week, but they don't want to give more than, I think I've heard 29 and I've heard 32. I don't really remember which one, but one of those numbers, because then they have to make us full-time. So, but for the whole month of October, they were promising 40 hours a week. And I was like, yes, that's perfect, because that'll be nice money and it'll just be like a break from like customers, and it'll be a nice change of scenery, and just at night you don't have to really deal with people. So I signed up because of 40 hours for 4 weeks, and just for it to be like a nice different change. I didn't really know what to expect going into it, so in that sense I was pretty nervous, but everyone that I talked to that had done it before said that it was like a really good time. You get like so much work done, and it's like really nice seeing like the fruits of your labor like right away, so you don't have to worry about any of that. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I was excited, and plus like everyone that I worked with this past month has been amazing, and I love working with everyone, and I would totally love to work with everybody again. It was really fun. So going into it, like I said, I had no idea what to expect. So I remember the day of night one, I had my normal sleep schedule, and so I would wake up, I think I woke up at like 9:30 or 10 on a Monday. And usually I'm off Monday, so I don't ever, go to work Mondays. So my work week always starts like on a Tuesday, which is whatever. So I remember I woke up, I wanted to try and sleep in as late as I could. So I think I may have gone back to sleep until 12 or 1. That sounds about right for me. I don't remember. But yeah, I went back to sleep, woke up a little bit later, And then I remember I wanted to nap until about 7, but that didn't really happen because I had to go grocery shopping to, like, because we had to pack our own lunches, which I hadn't done since I was 17. So I ended up either laying down for either 15 minutes or so, or just not really napping because I had to go grocery shopping and shower, get ready for work, and make my lunch. So then after that, my schedule kind of became a regular get off work at 5:30 in the morning, sleep from 6 to maybe like 2:30, 3 o'clock. If I woke up any earlier than like 12 noon, I would try and sleep for a couple extra hours. And then I would get up, have breakfast / lunch, kind of do little things here and there around the house, then go back to sleep until 7 o'clock, wake up at 7, shower, and then get ready, make my lunch, have some coffee, go to work. And the first couple weeks were, no, the first week and a half was fine. I had some things to look forward to that on the weekends, so that was really nice, but whatever. So I don't know how to like angle this because the glare is just whatever. I don't care. So some things that got me through the first week was have something to look forward to on the weekends because I didn't have to go in on the weekends, which was very nice, and I wish that would continue, but it's fine. I would just kind of hang out with friends and be able to just have a drink and just chill, not really worry about anything. So, and then the first week I was really like happy because like I was like, this is cool. Like I wasn't used to it yet. The second week, the first half of it was fine, if I remember correctly. Then towards that, I started noticing that my mood was getting like, it was really just terrible. The third week, it was significantly worse. And the last week was just, I'll get to the last week because that was a nice story. So, the first week was fine. The first half of the second week was fine. And then towards the end of the second week, it was because I would work 9, so let's say I would go in 9 at night on Thursday, I would get off at 5:30 in the morning on Friday. So I would be like, okay, cool, I have like my Friday to do stuff, except I would sleep all day and have to go back to work on Friday night. So that was like really just annoying because like I would see snaps of like my friends and stuff going out and being like, woo, Friday night, it's the weekend, and I'm just like, I'm at work. And usually on Fridays I don't work past like 3 because of my availability, because I like want to do stuff on Fridays. So there's that. So that was kind of rough to deal with. Like that was hard, but I made it. What else? The weekends I would spend like half of the day catching up on sleep, and then like I could really hang out with people Saturday like evening, like mid-afternoon to evening, and then we could Then, since on today's Tuesday. During the weekday, there would be a couple days a week that I might go out to eat with friends and like have a drink or two, or, be able to casually drink at home. For viewers, I am 21 years of age, so I am legal to drink in the United States, which is where I live. So, yeah. So during the month of October, my drinking tolerance or whatever, however you would personally define it, kind of went down a lot. So it kind of turned into like how it is when you underage drink. Like you really only do it when you have the resources, or like it's not that often. So you're kind of like binge drinking, except I don't know, that's just what it felt like to me, and that's what I called it. And it probably is some kind of binge drinking, but like whatever. And it's like if I wanted to drink during the day, it'd have to be like when I got home from work at 6 in the morning, and by that point I was just too tired, or like just wanted to lay down and be in my bed. So yeah, drinking really didn't happen except for like on Saturdays. So that was like weird. What else? Oh yeah, so a couple things that helped me get through the midnights was I worked with really awesome people, so I think that definitely helped. B, have like a music playlist that full of songs that you like can jam to and they're work appropriate. So for me, I like my playlist was like Electric Light Orchestra, Foreigner, Eagles, Elton John, just a whole bunch of like oldies, classic rock, because I can't remember all the bands or all the songs. But I just had a really awesome playlist, and so when I was working and making sure all the counts were right, I could just jam to some Foreigner or ELO and just have a great time. When I would get home and I wanted to go to sleep right away, I had those melatonin thing, like the gummies that you buy at Target for like $14. I took those how they say on the instructions, and those definitely helped, because I think when like I would come home and it would still be really dark outside, so that definitely I think helped my like body clock. But I don't really, yeah, I'm just gonna say it did. Being on a kind of a set routine was really helpful. Like you sleep from a certain time, you do this at a certain time, you nap at a certain time, shower at a certain time, and then get dressed and leave the house having a kind of a set routine really is good, because you're honestly backwards from everyone else. So that's really tough. So now we're going to start talking about how it affected my mental health and all that, because I was warned by my therapist that it was going to affect me, and it did. So, okay, so the first thing I noticed was I became a lot more whiny during the month, mainly because when we were working, the store would be closed. So if I couldn't reach a box or something and I was alone in the aisle, or our like printer was not acting right, I could just whine about it and it would be fine, because I was by myself, and who's gonna hear me complain? No one. So I became more whiny, so things would set me off, and then I would be opposite of everyone else, like, that I knew. So when everyone else was doing things, I was asleep or getting ready for work, and when I was at work, everyone was asleep. So in that sense, not really having anyone to talk to was really bad, because I don't know, maybe how my brain and anxiety work is when I don't have anyone to talk to, or like I can't talk to anyone, I'm just automatically assume people don't like me, and it's kind of dumb. So like maybe the 2 or 3 people that I would talk to, I would try and talk to them a lot more. So I probably came off as super clingy, but that wasn't my intention. And so like the only time I would really be able to do stuff was, on the weekends. But then again, not everyone's free all the time, so I spent a lot of time alone is what I'm kind of saying, and not really interacting with people was not good, because I found that I get anxious now, and I haven't been anxious in months. Like I started not having interest in things again, and all I would want to do is sleep and feel sorry for myself, which again is like I haven't experienced that in months. Like I've been like a lot better about like everything in like for such a long time. So like going back to feeling like I'm moving backwards is like really getting to me now. And yeah. So next what happened was the night before inventory, which was last week, or like the week leading up to it, was pretty stressful because it was just getting like a whole bunch of extra stuff done and making sure that like everything was, counted properly and everything was maintained, and that was like stressful. But I think the thing that really freaked me out the most was like if something was off, my name was on the sticker, or some of the stickers, because we all were a team. But in my head I was like, they're gonna come after you if it's messed up because your name's on this. So that really I really overpsyched myself on that one, because I wanted to do a good job, and I wanted to be like, yeah, I'm good at my job and I'm good at this opportunity I was given. Like, I just wanted to do good. Which I think a little bit of wasn't wrong, but I think it was like I got obsessive about it at one point. The night before, we were leaving at 5:30, and when the inventory people actually came into the store, I started having a panic attack, which again, I have not had one in about 8 months, 10 months. It's almost been a year. But I haven't had one of those, so I started getting really sweaty, shaky. Breathing was hard, and I was on the verge of tears for a solid 30 minutes, and people were like, it's okay, you can breathe, and I'm like, no, I can't. And then I remember leaving, and someone was like, are you alright? And I was like, no, I'm having a panic attack, I can't breathe. And they're just like, it's okay, it'll be fine. And I'm just like, no, my name's on those tags, it's not fine. And as soon as I left the store, I bursted into tears, and I cried for an hour straight. Cried my entire drive home, and I cried myself to sleep. And that whole day, I couldn't sleep that day, mind you, because I kept waking up after having nightmares about everything that could have gone wrong. So that was terrible. I know I'm smiling and like trying to like laugh it off, but if I don't try and laugh it off, I'm gonna start crying, and I really don't want to cry on camera. So, yeah. Next, what is happening is we go in the next night, and we're like, everyone's like, oh my god, you guys did such a good job. It was amazing. Like, you guys were such a great team. And that was honestly such a relief to hear. I was like, it made it all worth it this whole night. Like, how for a split, like, second, all of my, like, anxious feelings and, like, all of, like, the hopeless thoughts that I had just kind of went away. And then we had to take off, like, a lot of the tags off of, like, stuff. And that was kind of bittersweet because we spent a lot of time counting stuff, and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into that just to take off the tags. And then I spent my time, we just kind of cleaned up that day. So I got off of work at 5 that morning. I've been off until been off from Thursday until today, which is Tuesday, and I go back tomorrow, and that'll be my first day back on days. So I'm really nervous because I have not been on the day shift in over a month, which to me is just nerve-wracking. I'm afraid I'm going to sleep through my alarm, and I'm afraid that it's just not going to go well. So, there's that. Yeah. But, I mean, it's whatever. I'll get through it. Hopefully. So, that being said, some things that depression-wise, because I suffered depression a year ago, well, up until maybe like March of this past year, maybe February, I don't really remember, but it's been a while since I've been really depressed, and that a lot of that came back. And that was really scary because I felt like a failure because I worked so hard to get out of that point, and just to go back into it so easily. I'm like, I've been so hard on myself, and I'm just disappointed, and I want to go back to being like feeling my own version of normal. As for the suicidal thoughts, some of you may know I used to have some of those. Or I used to have those pretty frequently, actually. And I think in one of my older videos I said when I got help is when I realized that those thoughts were becoming less unwelcome and sounded like a good idea. I think this time around, it's still pretty, I don't want to say it's easy, but I can be like, stop. I can shut it down and be like, no, your brain is just telling you stuff, don't believe it. What else? I get set off by, like, random things again, and, like, I think everyone gets set off by, like, dumb random stuff, but, like, for me, like, things will actually just kind of make me mad, and I'll just cry, and I'm just like, why am I like this? But that has gotten better from Thursday until now, so I don't really see that being... I guess basically what I'm trying to say is I've had to learn how to, like, be a person again, because it's not fun going from, like, the opposite. It's not fun, like, flip-flopping your schedule, and, like, going from, like, day person to night person, no problems. I think I got used to it and, like, a new routine in, like, a couple days, but going from night person to day person is so difficult. I want to scream. Like, people told me it would be hard, but I didn't think it would be this difficult. I guess now the last part of this video is sleep, because I have not had a solid night's sleep since before these overnights started. The first week and a half or 2 weeks, I would sleep a solid, like, 8 hours, like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. If I was extra tired that day or didn't get a nap or something the night before, I would sleep from, like, 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. It started getting closer to, like, 7:30 a.m. the closer it got to the end, which was really irritating. Until, like, 3:30 or 4 o'clock. So, and then I would take, like, depending on how late I slept till, I would take a 1 to 2 hour nap from, like, let's say 6 to 7 or 5 to 7, because I just needed to, I knew I needed it. But trying to get back on a schedule has been terrible. I have not been able to do it yet. There were times I was tempted to take a sleeping pill, but I told myself not to, because I just have no desire to talk to, like, a doctor about it and get put on a sleeping pill, or take some sleeping pills that I have from prescriptions past. This is kind of TMI, but I think this might actually, like, help someone should they stumble upon this. But I thought that including sleeping pills would be, like, the worst possible thing to do, because it's just a bad idea. For me, at least. And I've had bad experiences with sleeping pills, so it's like, why bother with another potential bad experience? And I don't want to get, like, hooked on something. So my current strategy, it started, I'm just going to recap it. Friday, I got home at 5:30 in the morning, slept from, like, 6:30 till, like, noon. I did not take my nap, and I went out that night. And I got home at, like, 3 in the morning and slept till, like, 11:30. And then I slept from, like, 4 till, like, 11. And then didn't go back to sleep that night. And then Sunday, I think I took yes, I napped from 6 to 10, and then went back to sleep from, like, 1 to 6, so I was up 6 a.m. on Monday, which was pretty terrible. Then yesterday I napped from 6 to 8, and then went to sleep from like 1 until like 6:30 this morning. Went back to sleep at 7:30 and woke up at 11, and went back to sleep from 11:30 to like 12:30 or 12. So it's slowly been getting better, but I think actually having to work days now might help get me back. But next week is daylight savings, or it ends, or we fall back an hour, so we lose an hour. So that is just gonna mess me up even more, and I'm not excited about it. But it's honestly whatever. Would I do the midnights again? I don't know. If I really need the money next year at this time, then I would totally would, if I'm still at my work, which I don't know. So I would definitely do it again if I needed the money, and if like all of my resurfaced mental health issues kind of dissipate really soon after I post this video, then yes, because then I'll have a whole year to just figure out like everything, and like how to, like a game plan as to how to keep myself from going back to that point. What else? Also, my school situation's pretty like, I'm not in school right now, but if I'm still not in school, then why not? But if I'm in school next year, no, I won't do it, because I would want to focus on my schoolwork. Or if something happens, then no, I wouldn't do it. But overall, like, the actual work we did and everyone I worked with, amazing. I loved that part of it so much, but just what it did to my, like, mental health, I did not enjoy. And yeah. So that was this long ass video about the midnight shift and my experience on it. If you liked this or found it helpful, please leave a thumbs up and